Damn, can people see my jersey? What's up, dude?
It's not bad. How old is that kid?
This is damn, I can't remember. I think this is the Euro 2020. I want to say.
Yeah, it might be. I was about to say pretty
Right?
recent.
Yeah.
No, y'all had some fresh ones back then.
Euro 2020.
That tournament was a disaster, though.
Awful.
No. Terrible memories, I'm sure, for you, bro.
I actually had tickets to the opening game. That was Italy-Turkey. That game was held in Rome.
Thank God you didn't go.
And that was the onset of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Then we were like, let's not go because it's gonna be me and my brother, actually my sister as well, I think. So we all got tickets, 6 tickets or something like that. We decided not to go because of the COVID stuff, and I'm glad we didn't because I think we lost 4.
It was either 3 or 4-0.
Yeah.
I just remember, like, near the end of the game, Demirel own goal.
It was so bad.
It was so bad.
It was so bad.
Bro, we've talked about this before at, like, coffee shops and stuff. Everybody had y'all as a dark horse for that tournament, including you. I know you had yourself in the semis.
Yeah. That comes off of we were the dark horse in Euro 2008. That was my fondest memory. Euro 2008.
Okay.
Turkey's run there.
Okay.
They had that comeback victory against Czech Republic and Croatia.
Have y'all won a Euro?
Back then, we have not won a Euro. No.
Have you made a final?
No, I think we were in the quarterfinals in 2008. We lost to Germany.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was quarterfinals.
That ain't bad.
I want to say.
Okay, so you guys were pretty hurt then when Greece won in 2004. That was one of the darkest days of your life.
That was like the one time that Turkey was like trying to catch up to Greece instead
Yeah.
of the other way being around.
Okay. Damn. I don't know, bro. I think like 2,500 years ago they were doing pretty well. They were above y'all back then.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Those are the old days. Empire days.
Maybe the last 100 or last 1,000 years y'all have closed the gap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, Turkey was founded in like 1923. So, yeah, actually, because a week ago we celebrated our 100-year anniversary as a nation.
Sick.
So we're a young country. Honestly, anything before that, it's not really, man. It's not important.
Exactly. It's irrelevant as far as you guys.
So don't bring up the Greek history from thousands of years ago.
So, does anybody identify as an Ottoman today? Is that a thing?
I think there are, but they're like very fringe.
Okay.
Fringe groups.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody identifies as Ottoman, but there are people who want to go back to the Ottoman Empire days. So like, I guess if you think about Turkey, like Ataturk, which is the founder.
Yes.
He set a bunch of ideals, like secularist ideals. He wanted to become more like the West. All right. Mm-hmm. This is because like coming out of the Ottoman Empire, which is like almost 800 years in the running at the time.
Yeah. Y'all were a big deal.
We were a big deal. Yeah. Once upon a time. And then there are some people who still want those like old dynasty days, right? I'm sure it exists in every country, but like they want to go back to like the Ottoman script and things like that, and different garb. And I'm not hating on anybody like that wants that, but it's just you can't deny the fact that Ataturk took us in the right direction, in my opinion.
What about the old geographic borders? They want to go back to that too.
There are some people who want that.
Are y'all gonna march on Vienna again?
I think those days are over. No more sultans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no more sultans.
Who's my guy who attacked Vienna? Was it Mehmet?
Yeah. Well, actually, I think we tried attacking Vienna twice.
Yeah.
The first one was devastating. I think it was like 1450s. I want to say was when it happened. Don't quote me on that. And then we tried again, and then that was pretty much like the peak of the empire, and then it just went downhill from there. But you could think about it, there's people out there who want to hypothesize. If we would have taken Vienna, entire Europe might just be like
the whole West.
It might not be like European Union. It might be Turkish Union.
The Turkish Union. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it might not even be Turkish Union. It might be Ottoman Union. Who knows?
I'm sure that's like your dad's dream every night when he gets to sleep.
Nah. My dad is a modern guy. He's a modern guy.
Okay.
Yeah, he's modern.
So was the last Euro or the second Battle of Vienna more disastrous for Turkey as a nation? What do we think here? What bothers you more?
I'm gonna go with the theme of Turkey was established 100 years ago, so I'll say the Euros.
The Euros. Okay. No, that's good.
Because I actually think the Ottoman demise is actually a positive thing. If you think about it.
Wow. Okay.
Because it brought us more into modernity. There's no empires anymore these days.
I like that. If you guys are enjoying this content, make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. That tells us to make more of these types of videos. We appreciate your support. Now back to it. When did football start to become popular in Turkey? And first off, I don't know much about Turkish sports culture, and I'm sure most people watching, welcome by the way. Leave a like on the video, guys, for my friend Baha. It's his birthday today.
That's right. 31.
It's all down, bro. Just like Vienna, dude. And Euro, it's all downhill, dude, from here.
This podcast is my peak.
This is the peak, man. If y'all could leave a like on the video for him, that'd be a great thing. He's taking time on his birthday to be here and talk all about the Turkish national team and Turkish footy culture. And yeah, I've been to Turkey. I've been to Istanbul. I was there for 2 weeks. Lovely city. Absolutely loved it. But I didn't get enough time, to really immerse in the culture. So when we're talking about a little Turkish baby boy is born, and he's getting involved in athletics, what sport is he probably going to play?
Yeah, he's playing soccer for sure.
Really?
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
football.
The sport.
The sport.
Give me the top three. What comes after football?
After football, I would say basketball is pretty relevant.
But
I would say it's a huge gap. So
okay,
football is definitely on top, and then after that, I would say basketball, in terms of what other sports people are involved in.
Okay. And
then honestly, after that, I would say volleyball.
Really?
Like women's volleyball.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if you've kept up with the recent news, but Turkey's women's national team, I think they're number one. They won the most recent national tournament.
That's sick.
Yeah. But outside of that, I would say Turkey's not like America in terms of sports culture. You don't have people taking PE classes and gym classes in their elementary days and middle school. Okay. They're more focused on academics. So ball is life just comes from the streets. People are just playing in the streets and the random turf fields they find within the city. So that's where it comes from. And then obviously you have the big three clubs and a bunch of smaller clubs, of course, because it's a multi-tiered division. The Super League is the league that we're talking about.
What is the dummy's guide to the Turkish clubs? Assume I know nothing. We've spoken about this a little bit, but assume I'm an idiot, which I might be. Give me the rundown here. What do people need to know about these clubs to get into Turkish football?
So I would say there's mainly 3 big clubs. Okay. And they're all located in Istanbul. So they're all Istanbul clubs. The biggest ones that anybody really needs to know about is Galatasaray. So that's the club that I support. Okay.
Y'all got a good squad right now.
Very good squad. Yeah. Hopefully we'll get into the Champions League. We're about to play Copenhagen next week. It's in our hands, so if we win,
y'all should.
Yeah. The next club is Fenerbahce. So they're yellow and blue is their color, yellow and purple. And then you have Beşiktaş also. They're white and black, the Eagles. So those are the big 3. They're all located in Istanbul. So Galatasaray right now is on the western. So if y'all don't know Istanbul, it's west and east, right? It's split in between by the Bosphorus. Galatasaray is on the west side. That's where their new stadium is. Fenerbahce is on the east side, and Beşiktaş is also on the west side.
Okay.
And Turkish fans are crazy. They're fanatics.
Correct. Thank you for saying that first.
Yeah, they're crazy. If I were to describe them, they're crazy. Okay. Yeah. And anytime you have a huge signing, there's a huge following. If at one point in time Turkish fans were in Ronaldo's Twitter and Instagram saying "Come to Turkey, come to Turkey." It's very famously noted Turkish fans will not I want to say harass, but they'll harass people who are rumored to be coming to their club.
Some say harass, others would say simping for these players.
Yeah. I say admire.
Okay, I say simp, but you can go admire.
Yeah, I mean,
you like to look at things in a positive light. I respect that.
I do.
I'm the opposite side of the coin, so we balance each other nicely. Yeah,
exactly.
Okay, so trying to attract / simping for these big players, that's definitely something I see on the IG all the time.
Yeah, definitely. And Turkish fans are known for that. And they've made it known for that. And also social media presence, Turkey has been going higher and higher. Salt Bay, he's Turkish. So I ran into coworkers who were who's Salt Bay? I was he's Turkish, right? And nobody knew that, but he is, alas, if you look into it. Anyways, back to the club. Back to the club history.
Yeah, so who supports Fenerbahce versus Beşiktaş and why?
So I would say winners attract fans, right? So like if you have a history of winning, you know, you're kind of like automatically a fan. Okay, so if we go back to the, I guess, early days or something, and there's some controversy here that I'll touch upon.
Ooh, do tell.
So Turkey was established like 1923, right? And I don't know when exactly the first like football federation was established, but they obviously had like a semblance of a league. And it's debated that before, I think it's 1958 or 53, it's one of those years, I can't remember exactly when. It's debated that like Fenerbahce had all these championships from those like leagues, but it's debated that there wasn't necessarily a league established, so those titles don't really exist.
Okay.
And they don't really exist, so there's like some controversial debate going on, like, oh, like Fenerbahce has the most titles or whatnot. But if we don't consider that period, it's still close, but Galatasaray has the most titles.
Okay, so Fenerbahce are the Uruguay of club football, where they say they have 4 World Cups, but everybody else is like, nah, bro, you have 2.
Exactly.
Okay.
And they don't count.
Okay.
And things like that.
Okay.
And I'll touch upon that more. And like, I'm kind of biased because I'm a Galatasaray fan, but I'm just saying. Like,
I'm gonna guess you don't think they count.
I don't. Think they count.
I figured.
No.
Wow. Okay.
And they fight so hard to try to get it to count, and it's like, why? Like, who does this matter to really in the end?
Exactly.
And you'll see the stars on like Turkish clubs jerseys, and I think every star is like for every 5 championship wins that they have is a star. I think Galatasaray has like 4 or 5.
Okay.
So just multiply that by 5, and you'll get their total championships.
What about when like the little guys win? Like Trabzonspor won it. I probably butchered that.
Trabzonspor. I was gonna say is like the 4th club. So if you don't support like the top 3, they're like the next biggest thing you could say. They're located like in the northern region of Turkey, like the Black Sea region.
Right.
So they have a lot of supporters. They play good football. They just don't have the financial means to really keep up and like attract big players. They don't really have the history. They won, I think, 6 titles in the period of in the 1970s, 1980s. They won 6 titles. So they had like a really big, I guess, gathering at that point.
Yeah.
And going back to what I was saying about like winning gets you fans. Like Galatasaray, I think, is the most successful club in the past like 10 years. So they've won the most titles, and they're the only Turkish club who has like a European Cup. So I believe they won the European Cup in 2000. That's before it turned into like the UEFA Champions League.
Yeah,
it's called the UEFA European Cup, I believe.
Yeah.
So
massive bragging rights.
So they're the only team that has like the only Turkish club that's won that trophy.
Okay.
So that history gives also like precedent to supporting them. So in terms of like people like supporting them, I would say Galatasaray is a mix of people. I would say Fenerbahce is more like an elite club, like more rich people support them. It's definitely in a more affluent area in Turkey. So if you drive by there, it's like more rich. The people who I've come across that are like wealthy are Fenerbahce supporters. They've also been caught in like some controversy in recent years. They got banned from UEFA from competing in UEFA Champions League for 2 years because of some kind of I'm not sure if it was bribery or something, but it was something. So they got banned from like playing for 2 years. I think that was in the mid 2000s or the 2010s. I forgot what that happened exactly. And now the president is like some successful business guy in Turkey, Ali Koç. He's like president of like Koç Industries or something like that. Not like Koch Industries in the US, but similar. Yeah. Gotcha. And then you have Beşiktaş, who's like the 3rd club, right? And they won 2-3 years ago, I think. And so basically, like they have like a really good talent pipeline in terms of generating talent in their academy. They have a lot of talent, but they can never hold on to them. Their signings are kind of poor. They'll have like 1 or 2 really good signings, and they'll do stuff, but then for some reason the coach at the time sucks. Like they can never pull it together. And so it's like those like sadist fans who don't want to win, and like Arsenal fans. Well, they're always competing. They're always competing, but they like don't actually like materialize wins. But when they do win, it's like exciting, right? And so I would say they're kind of that club. So the people supporting them kind of fall in those buckets.
So are they like is there a working class club in Istanbul?
I wouldn't say there is necessarily a working class club, but if I were to say like who does the working class support more, it's probably between Galatasaray and Beşiktaş. More so towards Beşiktaş, I would say.
So Beşiktaş is kind of like the hipster pick of the big 3.
Definitely.
All right, I've wondered this for a while. Why are all the big clubs in Istanbul and Ankara doesn't have anything? What's going on there?
Honestly, I don't know why there isn't any in Ankara. I know that there's like nothing in Ankara.
Really? There's nothing?
Like
it's the capital though.
Like it's not like a fun place to be.
Okay.
Right?
Have you been?
I have not been actually. So this is a controversial take, but there's a famous quote. There's a famous quote. I think it was by Orhan Pamuk. I'm not sure. I could be quoted wrong, but some famous guy in Turkey quoted like the best thing about going to Ankara, I believe, is the return trip back to Istanbul. So I think Istanbul just in general, it's like so much more like there's more population. Everyone's there. Like the Beşiktaş Stadium is like in a really good location. It's like right in the middle of Istanbul. You go up and down the Bosphorus and you can get to the stadium. So it's like hell to get there on traffic days. Because there's always traffic.
Well, man, bro, in terms of like historical significance, you could argue Istanbul is only competing with Rome, Paris, maybe Athens, and
maybe Athens.
Maybe, I mean, you ask me, Athens is clear, but dude, I don't know. Maybe that might be it. That might be it for like the big giant cities that have been relevant for 2,000 years.
Exactly.
Which is why I never understood why Istanbul wasn't the capital.
That's true. I think the main reason being it not being the capital, I believe, was more of like a geopolitical situation. Like it's too like risky because if you just go, it's just kind of like the Byzantine Empire. Like it was more susceptible to attacks because it was on the water, whereas it's more central. It's harder to, I guess, get to.
Has that been the case? So that was like an Ataturk decision.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So Istanbul was never considered as the capital. Okay. But there's other smaller teams in Istanbul, but these are like the main ones. So, and I don't think there's any other. Is there any other capital or city in the world that can hold 3 other teams? Like 3 big teams? I haven't heard.
Just London.
Just London, huh?
I mean, Madrid's got 2, Atleti and Real.
I guess London, yeah, that makes sense.
No, Rome doesn't have. I mean, I don't. They have Roma and Lazio, but that's not on the level of Atleti, Real. With all due respect, I think it's London. I think London makes the most sense. Yeah, because London's got like 5 clubs in the Prem.
Yeah, that's true.
Fulham, Brentford, Spurs, Arsenal, Chelsea. I know Crystal Palace at 6.
Yeah, Crystal Palace.
Damn. Okay, so London is like 6. The pinnacle. I don't know if Paris has multiple.
Paris, I'm not so sure, but nobody cares about Paris.
Damn. So I wish I could disagree.
I mean, once Mbappe leaves.
Nah, that's straight facts.
Once Mbappe leaves, what's left?
The French fans are in the mud right now.
About fun segue though. Lille, right?
The club?
Yeah.
I thought it was Lille.
But sorry, I butchered it.
We'll say Lille.
It's all right.
I said Ankara.
They won 2 seasons ago?
3, maybe. 3, yeah.
And who was their top scorer?
Wasn't it? Oh my God, it's Burak Yilmaz. Oh.
Burak Yilmaz.
The GOAT, dude. Oh my God.
And this dude was he was 35.
Dude, he was old as hell.
36 at the time. And he carried that.
He's been old as hell.
He wiped Mbappe.
Killed him.
I
mean, basically ruined his legacy.
That's
crazy. I was like, why are we talking about Leo, bro? And I was like, damn it, dude, Yilmaz though. He was killing it though.
He killed it, dude.
He was a beast.
Actually, I think you're right. It was a few years ago because I think that was leading up to the Euros.
Correct. Yeah. And everybody was like, he will deliver you guys.
He was gonna tear it up
to the promised land.
And he didn't.
No, he didn't.
He didn't.
He didn't get a lot of service in that Euro. In his defense, like y'all were just.
That's true.
Y'all's midfield was abysmal.
We were trash. Yeah. But there was a point in time where we did have a good age. That was piggybacking off of the Galatasaray win in 2000.
Okay.
So, yeah.
2002.
We had 2002. 2002 World Cup. We reached the semifinals, I think. We lost to Brazil.
Correct.
I remember that. It's 2002, so what was that 21 years ago?
We were babies.
I was 10.
Yeah.
I remember watching it because where was it hosted at? It was hosted.
South Korea, bro.
South Korea, right?
Yeah. You beat them for the bronze.
Yeah. There was like some controversial matches in that.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
The Korea-Italy is like one of the most corrupt matches of all time.
Yeah. I remember waking up though, or like I was watching the games like in the middle of the night because of the time difference. And I would just wake up and watch, and we were actually doing good. And that's because if you look back in history, I think a lot of the international teams, at least from Turkey's perspective, they were good whenever a lot of the successful players came from one club. So they had that chemistry. It's working together. All the spine of the Galatasaray 2000 team formed the spine of the 2002 national team that went to the semifinals of the World Cup and lost to Brazil. And this is the Brazil that had Ronaldo, R9, Rivaldo,
dude, that team
Roberto Carlos, Ronaldinho. Do I need to keep going? And
I mean, they won the whole thing, bro. Yeah.
They won the whole thing, right? And we only lost to them 1-0.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure in the round of 16, it's either round of 16 or group stage. No, it was round of 16. Y'all knocked out Japan, who were the co-hosts.
Yeah.
I think that was 1-0 too. I think you guys won.
And that tournament, we recorded the fastest World Cup goal scored in history by Hakan Şükür. That was our number 9 at the time.
How fast we talking?
I think it was like under 10 seconds.
Damn.
It was like right after kickoff. We pressured
I'm gonna have to look up the highlight for that.
And 1 touch, 1 kill.
Damn. You guys have really fallen off since then.
We fell off big time. But my main point was that when the clubs are strong and the players in the clubs are strong, then it feels for a good national team. If you look back, I think Euro 2008 also had a similar thing. So we were pretty strong there, even though we had to do several comeback games. But in the most recent times, it's been scattered. Like the players aren't coming from one club anymore. They're actually scattered, and it's more like stars coming together.
How do you feel right now then about the strength of the Turkish Super League? Do you think it's in a good place? Is that what the average like Turk is thinking? Like, all right, our league is nice right now.
I think right now it's definitely on the rise, and it's in a good spot because we have Galatasaray in the Champions League, hopefully going into the round of 16. Fenerbahce, they've been winning. They're in the Europa League, I think.
Yeah, they got a solid squad too right now.
They're solid. Besiktas, I think, got knocked out, but they were competing. So we had 4 teams going into European competitions. So our coefficient's been going up and up and up over the past few months. We were actually going to be even more in prime position because the team from my hometown, Adana Demirspor.
Oh, damn.
They were supposed to progress as well, but they lost in like overtime. I forgot who they lost to, but it was a gut-wrenching game, and they were going to go through as well.
Adana Demirspor.
And they came from, like, I think it's been a journey over the past years. They came from the 2nd division.
Okay.
They rose up to the 1st division, and then they were about to get through this European tournament, but they weren't able to make it. It was like the last qualifying match, I believe.
Okay. Dude, I'd never even heard of that team.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Şimşekler, so like the lightning. It's like the lightnings, or like lightning and thunder.
Şimşekler?
Şimşekler.
Şimşekler.
Yeah.
That is hard.
Yeah.
What would it take for you to renounce your Galatasaray fandom and just go all into that team? Can you support both at the same time? You probably
can. You can. I would say you can support both. I mean, I support like I wasn't really supporting them because they weren't really on the map, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm already supporting too many teams. I can't just like.
Right. You already bandwagoning.
Bid my time. As it is. Yeah. I'm already bandwagoning.
Yeah. You already picked Galatasaray, bro. Come on now. Come on now.
By the way, I'm one of the few Galatasaray people in my family. Most of them are supporting Besiktas.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, I have a Quaresma Besiktas jersey.
He was a beast.
What a beast, bro. He's probably like one of the higher profile players I can remember going to Besiktas. I'm not a Turkish football expert, but they don't get the names. They don't get like the Yaya Torres, the Wesley Schneiders. They don't get those guys.
Yeah, they don't have the funds.
I guess not.
But Galatasaray, they've had a lot of stars, retired stars. They usually go for the older guys, like in their 30s, because the Turkish league, they pay well. It's like low taxes for footballers. And also the fans love them.
Oh, okay.
And of course, people love living in Istanbul. So like we had Didier Drogba.
Yeah.
We had Wesley Sneijder. Right now we have Mauro Icardi.
You got my boy Wilfried Zaha. Dude.
We got Zaha.
I love Zaha. That was a huge
Zaha.
Pickup. That's crazy. I'm gonna buy a jersey now because Zaha is my boy,
jersey,
dude.
Bro.
It's my boy.
Get a jersey.
What a stud. Yeah, you got a stacked team right now.
And there's many more that I'm missing. And
I mean, Muslera's been your keeper for like 10 years.
Yeah, Muslera. I don't know how we poached him.
I don't know how either.
He was. I read into it because I didn't really know this, but he was apparently like one of the highest rated goalkeepers at the time.
Yes.
And he decided to come to Galatasaray. And he decided to stay.
Yeah, for damn near a decade, bro. You had Uruguay's starting keeper for his entire prime. That's big.
And he saved us a lot.
He's a stud.
He's a stud.
That's when I look at the Turkish league, I'm like, that is one of the greatest like players to be there for that longevity as well. Bro, I want to ask, because like this always tripped me out. How come the Turks never leave?
What do you mean the Turks
I know the P-Day is really fire in Istanbul, but how come we don't see a bunch of Turks in the Prem? We don't see them in La Liga. They don't go to Serie A. They always stay home. Is it mom's cooking? Is it the money? Is it the women? Like, why don't they leave?
Well, there's a stronger... More of them are leaving.
Okay.
I would say. And that's more of like to do with the talent development. Okay. Obviously, you know that like there's a lot of Turks in other countries and rising the ranks in like other national teams as well. Mesut Özil, he was Turkish. He was like the German number 10 for years. Gündoğan, İlkay Gündoğan.
Oh, we gonna get to
German Turk, right? So like the guys in Turkey are now starting to leave. Like the Turks born in Turkey are starting to leave and go to play in other clubs. And they're developing their talents over there more. I don't know what's really causing that. I would say it's more of like the foreigner rule. And the Turkish league always changes the foreigner rule like almost every 2 years. And so I think the most recent one is like they have to have at least 3 Turkish-born people, I think, on the field. Okay. And that's really low if you think about it.
That's really low.
So they're bringing in other talents. Like if you look at Galatasaray, they only have a few Turks starting. Yeah. And so
y'all center mid is really good. That Turk, he is Turkish. I forgot what his name is, but he's really good.
Yeah, he's good.
Like that's one of the guys I'm looking at. I'm like, does he stay at Galatasaray or does he leave to go to a better? Oh, excuse me, to go to a different league.
Well, you can see that. One of our talents is Arda Güler, right?
Yeah.
So Arda Güler, he's 18 years old, and he just went to Real Madrid. He got a devastating injury most recently, but he's recovering, and he's supposed to be, a star. Yeah. So we'll track his progress. Okay. How it goes. Okay. But yeah, I think these days more Turks are gonna have to develop and go to other countries, and I think it's a good thing actually because I don't think the Turkish system can develop their talents very well. And so these guys that go to other countries and play for other clubs, they get developed better, and then they come back and play for the national team, and like we reap the benefits from that from a national team perspective. Right. And also makes it more competitive. So you have to compete with these guys because before Turkish people have huge egos, and so these guys who think they're like talented, they want to get paid all this money, and then they get relaxed and easygoing, and then they don't accomplish anything. There's no competitiveness. They're like, oh, we're getting paid, we're getting collected. We play for Galatasaray, the best club. We play for Fenerbahce, like the shittiest club, but we're still high up there. Yeah. And then
not shittiest in terms of salary, but yeah.
And then they get lazy, and then they don't compete when it comes to the tournaments. They're like, oh, we're getting paid, we're it's whatever. And people like praise us because we were so talented growing up, but talented only gets you so far. Absolutely. And then after that, you realize you play Italy in the opening match and you get spanked 4-0 because the Italians have guys like Antonio Conte screaming up their asses and getting them to run and fight for their spots. And you got our coaches who are just more like, oh, have your smoke break, whatever.
Damn. No, dude, that's true. I've always felt like there's some people might laugh at this. Similarities between Mexico and Turkey in the sense that like both leagues are very wealthy and both leagues kind of like have this vice grip on the local players. Like there's many reasons why Mexicans don't often leave to Europe, but one of them is that they get paid so much money and they're valued so highly and they're treated like gods in Mexico, which is pretty much exactly what you just said.
That's exactly it.
Yes. The only difference is we got to cross a freaking ocean. You guys are a little closer. So it's more embarrassing for you guys. Honestly, shameful. But I do see the similarities between Liga MX and the Superliga. Yeah. When guys like Ozil and Gündoğan, when they chose Germany, what was the public reaction? Are they seen as villains, as traitors?
I don't think so. I think I would say it's 50-50. Okay. But probably if I were to choose one side, I would say that most people say they made the right decision because they see, well, one, those guys grew up in Germany. So they do have that more German-ness to them. I would say that they don't have as much roots to Turkey other than like their ethnicity, their parents, and obviously the way they grew up. But you also have to think about it this way, like you have the option to play for Germany a team who's been winning World Cups, who's going to the finals, going to semifinals, who basically raised your talent. It's actually, in my mind, it's like much harder for them to actually play for Turkey other than their nationalistic pride coming out.
Yeah.
And especially then you look at Turkey's team and you're like, wow, they aren't like progressing or doing anything. I would say it's an easy decision for them. I would say the public reaction, though, I would say it's 50-50. I mean, some people are probably like, yeah, I mean, if I was in their shoes, I'd do the same thing. Why would I want to come play for Turkey when we can't even play properly?
Yeah.
And we're not winning anything anytime soon. So,
hey, y'all would be better with them in the midfield, though.
We would definitely be better with them for sure. If we had all the talents that like went to I mean, you have other players like I think Austria. They had a guy named Eden. I forgot what his last or first name was, but his name was Eden. He was really good. There's a lot of standout guys in certain European teams and certain competitions. If you look at their names, they're Turkish people. Turkish people are really talented at soccer, but like we don't have the federation and the organization to kind of bring them all up.
Interesting.
And bring them together. So we don't have that like unity. If we did, then yeah, we would have guys like Gündoğan, Özil. I mean, that's like a world-class team right there.
That's world-class midfield, yeah.
Yeah.
Like that would have gotten Yilmaz some service at the last Euro.
Exactly.
You have a very positive, nice outlook on that. The fact that, because I feel like most countries, whenever a dual nat doesn't pick them, they're like, oh, F that guy. You know, like he can piss off. You know, he was never Mexican to begin with or something like that. Yeah. But you're kind of taking it like that. Well, why would they choose Turkey?
Right. I try to put myself in their shoes, you know, and be like, would I really go for them or not? Does it make sense for them to go for them?
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah, not really. You know, I don't even know. I assume that they probably spoke Turkish in the household. Do you know if like the dad or the mom is German and they're like half Turkish or?
No, I don't know this for a fact, but I'm sure that they're both fully Turkish parents.
Okay.
So like when Germany was going through their rebuild after all the world wars, Turkey sent a shit ton of immigrants there to kind of build their workforce up.
Okay.
So they were all like blue collar workers, immigrants that went there to work, and so they brought their kids up. So a lot of the German Turks have like heavy dialects and things like that.
Okay.
Different types of dialects when they speak Turkish.
Gotcha.
I mean, I have one too since I was raised in America. But I mean, I would say most Turkish households are like very nationalistic. They raise them to be like Turkish, so they speak Turkish and all that stuff. Like they do for sure. I mean, you can see. I think at Özil's wedding, like President Erdogan was there.
Okay.
So they still have their Turkish roots and connections. So the funny thing is, like Özil went and played for Germany and did all this stuff, but now he's like living his cush life in Turkey. You know. He had a season at Fenerbahce. Yeah. Most recently, I think for a year, maybe 2 years. He barely played. He didn't do anything.
I think the coach called him out too. Yeah.
He's lazy. But now he's coming. I'm pretty sure he's like retired in Turkey, just living a lavish life.
Probably because of taxes, honestly.
And that goes back to the pampering. People like worship him as a king.
I'm sure.
And I don't want to be biased because the same thing happened with Arda Turan. He was like a Galatasaray.
Bro, what happened to that man? Have you seen the pictures where it's like this was Arda Turan 3 years ago and he's aged 25 years? Like what the hell happened?
He played for Barcelona.
Bro, he was at Atleti. He was one of our better players. I loved Arda Turan. When we lost him, I was upset, man. I was like, damn, dude, that's going to be big shoes to fill. And then he just disappeared.
He was a golden child in our 2008 run.
Oh, he's probably like a wonder kid back then.
He was the star in 2008.
And then he went to Russia or something, and now he's like a coach.
Yeah, I don't know what he's up to.
I don't even think he's that old. He's like 35 maybe. I don't know. And he's just like completely done. That was a fall off I didn't see coming.
Because our players don't have work ethic. That's the thing. They don't. They just don't. Like that's a prime example. He was talented, and like Özil was lucky. He was talented, but you could still see the complaints from Arsenal fans today and things like that. Özil never tracked back. He was lazy, right?
Yeah.
Like all.
Sounds like you when we play.
Exactly.
I'm always having to do all the goddamn dirty work.
Entitled.
I'm like, where's Baja? Where's my 6? I'm looking around. You like up there in midfield. I'm like, damn.
I just want the glory.
Yeah, exactly. You're over like calling for the pass. I'm like, bro, I'm marking 3 men by myself. I need some help here.
Hey, man, it just takes one pass to unlock, and if I got that,
I mean, thank God I got that Pirlo vision. So I usually find you when you're open. Yeah, man, y'all like to keep the genetics in house too.
Yeah.
I don't see many like half Nigerian, half Turks. You know what I mean?
It's very like. I mean, I don't want to say like I recently went to Japan, and I don't want to say like they're kind of like culturally together, right?
Similar
like,
to you guys, very much.
Like
so.
They don't want to mix as much.
Yeah.
Turkey's kind of similar. I would say a little bit more open than Japan, from what I've seen. Could be wrong.
So would I have any hope in Istanbul?
You'd have hope. Dude.
I would have hope.
Yeah,
okay.
You're a good-looking guy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a nice thing you've ever said to me. Could I pass as a Turk? Comment down below.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? You don't think so? Okay. Dude, I remember in college, this one girl at a party, while I was DJing, she came up to me. She was like, "You look just like Cedi Osman, if you know who that is." Turkish player, played for the Cavs for a minute. I was like,
okay.
I guess I see it.
Yeah.
That was probably the most random celebrity comparison I ever got was Cedi Osman. She just called me Cedi the rest of college. And I was like, I guess like our eyes are kind of similar, but
yeah. The thing is like Turkey's such a melting pot.
Yeah, y'all
you could probably find like a lookalike to you anywhere there.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got guys like one of the famous actors, Kıvanç, whatever, Tatlıtuğ. He's from Adana. He's like blonde hair, blue eyes. You wouldn't think he's Turkish. But if someone saw him and said, "Oh, this is Turkish," like maybe they'll say, "Hey, you look like a Turk."
Do people get like tanner as you go further east?
Yeah, I would say most
okay.
likely, yeah.
Okay.
Because more of the Western Istanbul is like kind of mixed with those Balkan countries.
Gotcha.
Where they're more fair-skinned.
Yeah.
And things like that. But in general, like Middle Eastern people are technically fair-skinned.
Yeah.
You know, the Caucasus Mountains, Caucasus Mountains, Caucasus region is in the Middle East.
Yeah. Like Soyuncu, bro. He looks like, I mean, he's a very fair-skinned guy.
Yeah, exactly.
You wouldn't look at him and be like Turk. Exactly. You know, I don't know what I would think. Maybe like Bulgarian or something. I don't know what. Or honestly, I would think he was a step guy. Yeah. I'd be like, this guy's an Uzbek, 100%.
Yeah. Definitely, yeah. Yeah, I remember seeing him on the bench in the last friendly game. You know, we beat Germany in a recent friendly, 3-2.
Yeah, dude, I know.
Yeah.
Y'all on the come up.
But Soyuncu was he played for Leicester. That's where he made his name for himself. Mm-hmm. And then
you kind of got that Soyuncu body type.
Yeah?
Yeah, y'all both got
that body type?
Yeah, about a little swole up top.
A little swole?
Yeah, a little swole up top. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a little swole. He's slower than me, though.
Oh.
He's slower than me, for sure.
Oh, okay. He got you beat on the hair, though. He's got that far quad.
He's got the luscious hair.
Yeah, bro, he's got that.
But he also has a massive head.
I mean, that is why he's so good at heading the ball. Dude.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why he can clear every cross that comes from the box.
Exactly. Dude. They have him to head the ball, and then they have Mary Demiral, who is the defender.
To score the own goals.
Yeah, to score the own goals.
Bro, man, I thought Demiral was going to be such a beast, dude. And it's not like he's bad. Is he at Atalanta right now?
I don't know where he's at because he fell off. He fell off. And I only keep track of like the top 15 guys.
I see he fell out of the top 15.
Yeah.
You have an ongoing Turkish power ranking. He dropped out.
Exactly.
Dang,
a lot of the guys from the Euro 2020 team, which was supposed to be star-studded.
Yeah.
Soyuncu was a defender.
Çalhanoğlu.
He's still around though.
Yeah.
Çalhanoğlu.
Set piece god.
We had Mary Demiral. He was in the backbone of the defense. Ozan Kabak.
Yeah.
He had a Liverpool stint.
Yeah.
Center back.
Yeah.
He's still in the squad, I think, but he's trash.
I know y'all were excited with
Mary Demiral's trash. Soyuncu, I think he's like serviceable.
Who are the top 3 Turks right now?
Top 3 Turks?
Top 3 Turks. Footballers. We don't have to go into, politicians.
I want to say Çalhanoğlu is still up there.
I would agree.
I don't want to say Arda Güler yet because we haven't seen him perform.
Yeah, too soon.
He's still young.
Too soon.
Outside chance. So what was the first name I said?
Çalhanoğlu.
I think he's still up there. He's been solid. He's always been around. He's been in the team.
Been Serie A forever, yeah.
Serie A forever. AC Milan. And then Kerem Aktürkoğlu, he's up there.
Where does he play?
He plays for Galatasaray.
Is that the guy I'm talking about, the center mid?
It could be.
Okay, he had a very complicated name. I was like, I'm not even gonna.
He's the guy who feeds the ball to Icardi, all the time.
He scored against Man U at Old Trafford, I think.
Yes, the most recent game. Yeah, the most recent game.
Okay, yeah. That guy's good.
Yeah, that guy's really good. He's 25 years old. He's playing for us. He's a very controversial player because a lot of the Galatasaray fans are kind of like 50-50 on him.
Why?
So he works hard. He runs a lot. His decision making can be poor at times. Mm-hmm. So people really like to latch on to like the negative shit.
Yeah. As fans do.
From what I've seen, his finishing needs to be a lot better because he has the most assists, like XGA potential assists for like our forwards Galatasaray, and he runs so much. Like he works hard. People will say he's lazy, but he's not. Don't believe them. And then
I didn't get that vibe.
But he never like he has all these great opportunities because he knows how to get into the spots to score, but he misses. He'll either like shoot it wide, shoot it high, and so when you see that the most recent Man U game, I think that the coach Okan Burak of Galatasaray, he was fed up with this guy missing so many clear-cut chances, and sometimes you need that mental. He was like, I'm gonna bench this guy because he's like failing so much. You can't reward failure too often,
right?
Or else it gets to their head.
Yeah. And
then he brought him on in the 70th minute. He's like second touch, he scores, and it was a harder shot than what he's usually normed to. Like I've never seen him score like that before. It's usually like in the box, tap ins or just finishes and stuff like that. But usually he's giving assists, so he's definitely in my top 3.
Okay.
Kaan Ayhan, he's another defensive midfielder. He's pretty good. I don't know if he's like top.
Turkish Super League guy?
Yeah, Turkish Super League. He plays for Galatasaray as well.
Okay.
There's a Fenerbahce guy, Ferdi. I forgot his last name, but it's Ferdi something. He's like a left back. He can play left back. He can also play midfield. He's kind of got longish hair.
Okay.
He's really good.
Interesting. I've always thought the fullbacks were kind of like a weak point in y'all's team.
They are in general, but this guy is like up and coming.
Okay.
I don't want to say up and coming, but he's like proving himself.
Gotcha.
So you'll see him in the national team.
Okay.
Like in the upcoming tournament for sure.
I do want to talk about the national team because you guys qualified for the Euro.
Yep, we're qualified.
You guys qualified.
We are qualified.
What can I expect to see? Am I going to see a semifinal? Are you?
That's the thing though. Like every year we're like trying to paint ourselves as a dark horse. So I don't want to say anything.
You can't just keep going every year. Hey, bro, we're the dark horse again.
I don't want to say anything this time.
Okay.
But we're the dark horse.
Okay. That should honestly just be y'all's nickname.
Yeah.
The Dark Horses.
The Dark Horses.
Yeah.
Should
get a mascot.
Change our mascot.
I think so.
I think we're set up for a good run though, from what I've seen, because so the draw was yesterday.
Yeah. And y'all finished second in your qualifying group, right?
I think we finished first.
Oh, did you finish first?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we got Portugal in our groups. The groups are coming out for Euro 2024. We got Portugal, we have Czech Republic, and actually we have the finisher of a playoff round, which could be Greece, I think.
Ooh, give me that,
sure.
baby.
I'm pretty sure, right?
Yo, I think Greece, they have to beat Kazakhstan.
Okay.
And I'm going to be real with y'all. I actually think Greece might lose that game. There's something about Greece and expectations that like they just aren't met.
Yeah.
The team, bro, Greece had a trash group. Really? Like we were beating god awful teams. Faroe Islands, Cyprus, shit like 1-0. I mean, it was I think we drew. No, bro, Armenia would be the toughest goddamn group. Like we had okay, so we had France and the Netherlands. That was really tough.
Oh,
but then the other teams were just, you know, like Malta, stuff like that. Just like absolute dog water European teams that like CONCACAF teams would mop the floor with. So I don't know. I feel like Greece, they got a few. My boy Bakasetas in the midfield, Tsimikas at Liverpool. They have a cool Vlachodimos, the Shield of Sparta, and goalkeeper. You know, my boy.
Oh shit, Shield of Sparta.
Shield of Sparta.
That's the first time I heard that.
Bro, I keep making it up. It's not actually his name, but I feel like if I say that enough times on DeadBall TV, it's gonna permeate the internet.
One extra.
Yeah. He might like retweet an episode. He might change his bio to like Shield of Sparta. That would be. I mean, I'd be beyond flattered. What was I saying? I just feel like they're not gonna make it. But anyways, okay. So y'all got. Let's just say it is Greece. Greece, Czech Republic, Portugal.
Yeah. And we know Portugal sometimes doesn't do well in tournaments.
Y'all better than Greece right now, for sure.
Oh, I would hope so.
For sure.
So we were doing we were kind of barely qualifying, like getting by with the results in our play style. We had a coach, Kuntz.
Yeah.
He was like the German U21 national coach. So we got him in preparation for this Euro qualifying process.
Until Japan got him sacked.
Until Japan got him sacked.
Dude,
thank you, Japan.
Bro, dude, Japan was getting all these Germans fired. It was crazy,
you, Japan,
dude.
Bro.
Shout out Samurai Blue.
Because he wasn't producing like convincing wins. And so now our new coach, Monticello, we got him, Vincente Monticello. It's Italian.
I was going to say, that doesn't sound Turkish to me.
No,
I'm not an expert, but that sounds very...
Usually the Turkish national coaches are recycled. It's always Fatih Terim. Respect to Fatih Terim. He's like the...
Okay, is he like
grandfather?
Okay.
Yeah.
Was he the guy in 2002?
No, he wasn't.
Oh, okay.
That was Şenol Güneş. Okay. And we tried to bring him back a few years ago to work his magic. He was a coach during Euro 2020, Şenol Güneş.
Ooh.
So we tried to repeat that magic.
Oh,
but it didn't work.
He ran out of pixie dust.
He ran out of pixie dust.
Okay.
I mean, he got us qualified, but after that, it was like.
But the performances were. It wasn't the fact that y'all finished last. It was the fact that you had. You scored one goal in the last game.
We scored one goal.
Y'all already eliminated. You were down like 3-0.
Already eliminated.
Dude, I was in shock.
And I was telling you this, but one of my most hated players, and probably people are gonna hate me in the comments for this, but Ozan Tufan, man, this guy was a midfielder. All right.
Okay.
From Fenerbahçe. And he was chosen to be a midfield player for us in that tournament. And this guy, like, I mean, I'm not against overweight people, but you cannot have a guy who's bursting out of his uniform playing in the midfield. I
remember you telling me about this guy.
This guy could not run.
He's pot-bellied playing for the Turkish national team.
Yeah. And, like, in a team full of people who don't run already, you cannot have the midfielders not running. Extra on top of that. So, anyways, forget that team. They're over with. And that's the problem with Turkey as well. Also, they recycled, like, the players who were in that tournament aren't even like relevant anymore. We have the number one starting defender right now in the Turkish national team is Abdülkerim, and he's from Galatasaray. He's an older guy. He's an older defender guy, but he has more experience. He plays better. He doesn't do own goals like Mary Demiral and things like that. So his spot is set, and now under the new Italian coach, we've been playing really well. We beat Germany 3-2. The last two matches, we're just playing really well. And he's trying out all these younger guys and, like, giving them a chance. Usually they don't get chances. So he's putting them together, and we actually play more of, like, a team now. Mm-hmm. So things are looking up.
Yeah. No, I hope you guys do well. I really do. I feel like... So I get really attracted in international football whenever there's like different cultures like going at it. That's why I love the Asian Federation so much. That's why I do enjoy CONCACAF, because you have like, you know, totally different peoples from different backgrounds. I feel like the Turks, man, y'all are a little like isolated in Europe. You know what I'm saying? It's like you guys are like the sick man of Europe. That's what they used to call y'all.
And not, that was Ottoman times,
bro, and not sick like sick, bro. Like, I mean, like, oh god, you
the
know what
sick
I'm saying?
man of Europe.
Yeah. So I feel like every time y'all get a dub, it's like a cultural statement. At least in Jack's head, and therefore I like that. I think it'd be cool if y'all finished top 2 in the group and moved on. Do you think a round of 16 good tournament for Turkey, or you want a quarterfinals? What's the ceiling for this team?
Round of 16 would be amazing. I think quarterfinals is probably the ceiling.
Okay.
Quarterfinals is probably the ceiling.
Okay.
Because I think that we're just building something now.
Yeah.
But it could be a situation where we have the right pieces. We have a good mixture of like youth and experience, and we have that like new coach bounce back, right? It's like when you get a new coach, you get those wins, and maybe we can float off of that and get a little bit further.
Yeah.
I think quarterfinals is probably the ceiling. I would be shocked if we make semifinals.
I would be shocked.
I'll be totally and utterly shocked.
Bro, dude, you'd have to jump back on the channel. We're doing a live stream for that semifinals game. I swear
every match will be an episode.
Dude, oh my God. I'm not even kidding, bro. I'm like, all right, our Turkish correspondent Baha's back to talk about the 3-0 win against Italy that just happened in the quarterfinals. Dude, that'd be mad. I feel like what will help you guys out is that you might still think you're a dark horse, but I think the general public is like, nah, we done. You know?
Yeah.
Like, you're like the ex that we've given like 3 chances.
Yeah.
You keep cheating on us. We're done now.
That's what a lot of like Turkish fans want to propagate, like not to have the high expectations, because for some reason we simply can't perform in big tournaments. And you even saw that in Euro 2008. We had to come back from all those games. So we had that mentality to fight back, but like we lost that edge in 2020. And then now hopefully we don't have the expectations and we don't have to fight back. Hopefully it's just like a normal team. Yeah. We can just go out there and get some wins, because I think, what is the top 2 teams go through in each group?
Yeah.
I mean, we could definitely beat the Czech Republic. We've beaten them before several times.
Yeah, I feel like that's close.
If it's Greece or whatever, I think like we could probably deal with them. Portugal is like a hit or miss, but they don't got Ronaldo anymore. Is he still playing?
They still got him. I mean, I don't know if that's good or bad. I mean, that depends.
Exactly. It could hinder them, right?
It really could.
They got Bruno Fernandes. I guarantee this Bruno Fernandes is going to get like a red card against Turkey.
You think so?
Or somebody.
He's going to lose his head?
Bruno Fernandes, red card.
Calling it now.
Yeah.
Calling out. Place in the group stages. Bets. That'd
Bruno
be crazy.
Fernandes. This guy's a hothead.
He is a hothead.
He's a hothead.
Y'all could probably wind him up too.
We could definitely wind him up.
Yeah.
We got some players that could wind him up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I want to wrap up by talking about the Turkish national team holistically, right? Who is your number one rival on the international scene?
It's kind of hard to say. I don't think we really have a rival.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I don't see that.
Russia.
No.
Not a rival?
No way.
Bro, y'all fought like several wars against each other. No rivalry there?
No rivals. I don't think we have rivals.
Interesting.
I will say we don't have rivals. Definitely not on a national scale because we're not really like, I feel like we haven't had a presence that long on the national scale.
Even against former colonies, when you guys play each other, there's no. You're gonna look at me with a straight face and say there are no chants going on in the stadium that are like, you were once part of us, or we taking that back,
no,
or something like
dude,
that.
It's not like that. We
Bro,
don't have
okay,
that.
I'm just going off the energy I see from y'all on Instagram.
No, we don't have that.
You don't have that.
No.
Okay.
Every game to us, every game that comes up, the opposing team, they're all rivals. We don't have like a historical or set rival. I would say each game is like as heated as a rivalry.
Okay.
That's how down bad the fans are.
Okay.
Like everyone's our rival.
Okay.
And we like to bring the energy to every game.
Okay. Those were honestly my two best guesses would be Russia and Greece. I mean, maybe you could say like any other Balkan team. And I wonder if maybe it's just I
mean, there's some heat between Armenia, I guess.
Oh,
there's like some historical stuff there.
Excellent nomination.
But I don't think people are like.
Yo, that's a derby. That's definitely a derby.
I don't think people take it that.
There's no way the Turks
you know
go
what's
to
a derby
Armenia?
though? You know what's a good derby?
What's a good derby?
Germany, because we are the largest minority of Germany. So when we go there, it's like a home game.
Y'all used to be homies though. You were allies.
Yeah. So.
I mean, y'all lost together. I would have thought that like
we built their country up. Basically, they owe us.
Oh, okay. So interesting. So that sounds a little too amicable though. I'm looking for like
hatred.
Hate you. Yeah.
Oh.
It probably is Armenia. That's honestly, I think that's a great shout.
I don't want to get any more political controversy. So
y'all got a rivalry with them.
Maybe it's not.
How about the Georgians? Y'all got beef with them?
I don't think so. Not Georgians.
Okay. Ukraine?
Maybe Bosnia.
Oh, well, Bosnia got beef with everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kosovo, big derby. Turkey, Kosovo.
Albania, but Albanians like us, so
okay.
I wouldn't say it's like a rivalry.
Interesting. Do you feel like
the thing is like when we were Ottomans, everybody?
I wouldn't
say everybody, but like most people lived in peace under Ottoman time, so they don't have like a hatred.
Oh, okay.
So it's not like you guys colonized us.
Yo, we're good rulers.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's just like. You wouldn't say Algeria is a rival to France, would you? And they colonized Algeria.
But I think the Algerians would love to beat the shit out of France.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I actually think...
Well, I can't comment on who wants to beat the shit out of Turkey.
I actually think that the Tunisians and the Algerians probably absolutely hate the French. And I think the French probably would have, like, colonial guilt. I think that's a one-way rivalry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, we hate you, we're going to beat that ass. But I don't think the French are like, I cannot wait to smoke Algeria this weekend. I don't think they think like that.
Right.
Maybe like the ultra-right nationalists are like, take it back, against the Algerians. Let's go to Algiers and kick that ass. But I think for the most part, it's kind of one way. Do you think being in a UEFA team, which is kind of cheese, right? Because like y'all got a little like sliver, you got like one street that's European, bro.
What's one street?
Bro, y'all really, I'm trying to say you're Asian, really. You are an Asian male.
I don't deny any of my roots. I'm Eurasian.
You're Eurasian.
Yeah.
Okay.
European and Asian.
But how come it seems like all the energy is going west?
Towards west.
It's not going east. Where's the rivalry with Egypt? You know what I'm saying? You guys don't even play those teams, like, ever.
Oh, we don't.
Never. When's the last time y'all played Jordan? Y'all ever played Jordan?
I don't know. Does Jordan even have a team?
They're trash, but yeah.
They do?
Yeah, they do. I mean, everybody's got a team.
I think it's like you always want to play, like, up-tier competition.
Oh, they're beneath you.
Yeah.
We're good rulers, but they are beneath us.
Listen, I know probably every Middle Eastern country, I would say the countries that you mentioned are Middle Eastern, have a footballing culture. Mm-hmm. But like Turkey's is just on another level. Like you don't have, it could be my ignorance, but I've never heard of who's Egyptians' top club teams. Are they competing in European tournaments? Can they make it? Do they have the talent? Do they have the money? Or Jordan either. So we're playing up to our talent level and the competition level, right? So I think that's just to better ourselves and to also represent what we actually want to accomplish. Like we want to be a champion of Europe.
Right.
Nobody really cares about I mean, I won't say nobody cares about, but nobody cares about like the champion of some other region.
Yeah.
And also, like, I mean, how many of the last World Cup champions came out of Europe? Like,
quite a few.
Probably more than like South America or something like that.
Oh, absolutely. Right? I mean,
much more, right?
Brazil's 2002. Argentina just won, but the ones in between are all Europe.
Yeah. So if you play at the highest level of competition, then you're more likely to succeed at that level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I completely understand the rationale. I think
it's just like strength of schedule, right?
Yeah. Well, it would be interesting though if Turkey was an Asian nation, because then you would start asking the question like, where do you guys fall in the Asian hierarchy? Because I think Japan are much better than you guys. Korea, that'd be a good matchup for y'all. I think. Ooh, man. Y'all don't have the world-class players that they do. You don't have a Son. You don't have a Kim Min-jae.
Excuse me?
You don't, bro. You don't.
Bro,
you don't. I'm just saying. Like, you would probably, like, you'd be more likely to win Asian Cups, right? Like, I don't know if you heard the news, but like Russia were considering changing from Europe to Asia. Because of like the Ukraine ban and everything.
Okay.
And I think they voted to like postpone the decision. I honestly don't know what the latest was. But I was like, okay, if Russia joined Asia, they'd probably lose a lot of money because they're not playing in European competitions anymore. But national team's sake, you might get a few trophies. They're significantly worse than Japan, but they're more likely to sneak an Asian Cup than they are a Euro. You know what I mean?
Right.
We might never see Greece 2004 ever again. That might not ever happen. Same thing would apply to you guys.
True. I think it's more of like a logistical point, you know?
Yeah.
Like probably the travel time.
Probably.
Getting over there.
You don't want to fly to Sydney, Australia for a game and then fly back to Istanbul. Exactly. That's a disaster.
And there's definitely less Turks like in the Asian populace, just as like minorities and immigrants. They're all going to like Europe.
Yeah.
And so it wouldn't make sense for our team to go play there. And there's like really no fan base. And there's no like support. Right?
Y'all are also like very culturally unique. You know, like you speak a different language than the rest of, you know, you don't speak Arabic.
Exactly.
You speak Turkish. So that's, I feel like that is kind of isolating, but also kind of freeing in a way, because then that kind of allows you guys to like play for whichever side. Do you want to face Europe? Do you want to face the Middle East? Do you want to be more like Asian centric?
Exactly.
And I do think for you guys, the benefits of being in UEFA competition, playing in the Euro, even though you might not win it, is, and you got to qualify, you know, in European qualifying, that still outweighs the benefit of maybe having one or two more trophies with the national team playing in Asia. Because y'all still get smoked by Japan, I'm going to be honest. I mean, they did, bro. The B team beat y'all. That was crazy.
Japan is up there,
Dude,
for sure.
They're up there for sure.
But we'll have to see them in the international tournament level.
Dude, we'll have to see. Asian
Friendly
Cup.
games are important, but ultimately.
Hey, Asian Cup kicks off this month, dude. No, next month. January. We got the Asian Cup. So we'll see, man. If they win it,
I'll support Japan.
I'm going to do it. Hit subscribe. Are you subscribed to DeadBall TV?
I will today.
You haven't been subscribed to my YouTube channel
this
entire
I'm pretty
time,
sure I'm subscribed.
Oh
I'm pretty
my
sure I'm
God.
subscribed.
I got you on the channel before, like, I flew you out and you're not even subscribed? That's crazy. Oh my God.
Thanks for that business flight.
Hell, bro. I mean, thank God. That's a big tax deduction at least. But all right, bro. Hey, man, I appreciate you coming on. Great conversation. You know, Turkey, fascinating country, fascinating people, really interesting national team that I didn't know a whole lot about. So hopefully, you know, some of the viewers on this video took something away from this.
Hopefully y'all enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll be back. Hopefully by Euro 2024.
Dude, I mean, if you guys make the semifinals, you're definitely coming back. You're 100% coming back.
I can do like, you know, little pre-team news, you know. Yeah.
We'll have to break out the what was the alcohol you said? Raki?
Raka.
Yeah. Okay. Is that a Turkish liquor?
Yeah. It's like the Greek ouzo.
Oh, dude, I love ouzo, so we got to compare it.
You like
okay.
You like it much better.
Well, this is the Lord's Day. We're recording this on a Sunday, so we can't do that now. But I mean,
just coffee.
It sounds like Saturday night stream next time.
Saturday night stream, yeah.
That's honestly the vibe I'm getting.
Late night edition.
Yeah, hell yeah. All right, bro. Man, I appreciate you coming on.
Thanks. Appreciate it.